Okay, to end the series, it's taking way too long. Basically, I can afford to go because I know where I want to go that month, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there. I take a lot more risk than most people do. I'm willing to not go to the little things so that I can afford to go to the big things. When my horse wins a big check at those big things, and he doesn't always, but when he does, I pay bills and I put some aside to go to more big things. I drive slow so that I'm not burning diesel that I don't need to be burning. My form of dry cleaning is dry. I wear my clothes straight out the dryer. I don't spend money on a lot of things that people they tend to spend money on. I have stall mats, so I don't pay for shavings very often, unless they make me pay for shavings, and then I might only use like a bag or two just to soak up urine. I think that I can afford to do this because I have multiple horses, and they're not all, open 1D horses. They're not all super slow either, so they kind of complement each other, and I haul my horses where I think that they can do well. I think that's a big part of it, knowing that Spencer tends to really step it up at the big barrel races, and in a lot of ways he's just a much tougher competitor when he feels a little extra pressure. So I take him there, and just knowing your horse, and I feel like knowing where they're going to have a better chance at winning money is something that I try to do as often as possible, so that I feel like it increases my chances of placing when I know my horses they like where they're going to be, I guess. So, but for the most part, I don't spend money on other things. My budget depends on my barrel races, not the other way around. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get old. Don't ask me. I have some passive income streams. I have some stocks. I have some savings. I have a husband that's pretty good with money. And my standard of living, I think, is just a lot lower than other people's too. Like, I might go to the hair salon once every 3 years. I don't care about stuff like that. Like, I don't get my hair done. I don't get my nails done very often. My perfect idea of retirement or whatever, I think I just like to work too much, but you don't know how you're going to feel in 30 or 40 years. My husband can retire next year at 38. He obviously doesn't want to, but I just think that I'm really happy with a fishing pole and an RV on the side of a river or a lake. That's all I need in life in general. My family to be healthy, but as far as what makes me happy, as far as what I want my future to look like, and how come I'm not doing this 8 to 5 working to the bone, hoping that I have a few million in retirement savings by the time I'm 70. Hopefully Jesus comes back before then, because I am ready to go. But if he doesn't, and we're still here in 40 years, I generally just want to live in a little RV on the side of a freaking lake. It could be a state park, I don't care, with a fishing pole. And, I'll get a mini pony or something. But I think I'll always kind of have a place in the horse business, because I'm involved in some breeding and some stallion incentives and things like that. But it really depends on what your goals are and what is your standard of living. Like, how much money do you need to be happy? And what I found was I was making ridiculous amounts of money, and I was spending it because I had it, but like, I was no more happier with $100,000 than I was with $50,000, $40,000. As long as I can go to the barrel races I want to go to, I really don't care about anything else. I need my truck to be paid for so I can get there. I need my trailer to be paid for so I can get there. And I need my kids to have everything they need in life. But as far as what I'm going to do, like, how do you YOLO and then plan for retirement? You don't. You just live how you can live until your kids are like grown and out of the house and taken care of. And then my standard of living is pretty low after that. I don't require much. A fishing pole and an RV and a side of a lake. I mean, that's it. And Corey and I are both blessed enough to be moving where we wanted to retire. And he started thinking about retiring way before I did, just because we knew that he was going to retire from the city of Midland to move to East Texas. But now that we're moving to East Texas, there's no reason to retire. He'll just work in East Texas. He's 37 years old, so he will just work there until he's 70 years old. But we are moving where we want to retire, and so hopefully by then I won't even have to be in a little RV. I'll just be in my home, and it'll be paid for, and I'll have enough passive income at that point to pay the electric bill and the insurance, whatever. So just to kind of wrap it up, I'm really particular about where I go, where I run barrels. I don't spend all my money at the little local stuff. I save it so that I can go to the big things. I take the best horse I have to the big things. I make sure that those big things are his style. I make sure that they've got good payout. 75% standard, 80% is better. I don't care about prizes. I don't care about series. I don't care about any of that. I go to make money. There could be a big race in my backyard, but if there's an even better one 4 hours away, I will risk the tank of diesel to, that extra $100 to go win a possible 400 or 500 or 600 over winning 200 in my backyard, because that's just who I am. I take a lot of risk, and I don't think that normal people and responsible people do that. And I think that that's why I'm still hauling and a lot of people aren't right now. And it's because they're smart. And then there are the few of us who this is the only thing that makes us happy, and we are willing to adjust that budget, whatever that number is. If it means we've got to ride more horses, if it means we eat ramen noodles, whatever it means for us to go and be in our happy place, like, that's what we're gonna do. And I just give up a lot so that I can afford to do this, but not because I have to, because I really, really want to, because I would rather than go to the barrel race and get my nails done, or go to the barrel race than get my hair done, or go to the barrel race than get that tattoo, or if this means if I don't get to put $200 in my retirement account because I get to go spend that on entry fees in Hamilton, and possibly win $3,000 or $5,000, like, that's what I'm gonna do instead, because that's just who I am. Not everybody's like that, and I don't think either of them is right or either of them is wrong. You just have to figure out which one you are and which one is gonna make you happy, and then do that, because you don't know. Like, you don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow or 50 years from now. So, I'm very much a YOLO person. It's not for everybody. I married the exact opposite of YOLO. I'm sure I drive him crazy. Also, vice versa. But we complement each other really well, and we keep each other in check so that we don't both go overboard in our particular lifestyle choices. But anyways, this is my in the passenger seat. Part 3 of how in the world does she afford to do this? Doesn't mean I always will, just means I can right now. And, we don't know what the economy is going to do. It could get way worse, and it sounds like it's going to. So, I'm sure there will be less people spending money on paying people to ride their horses that they're not running anymore, and a few of my income streams may be cut down. So, I'm definitely not immune, but if there's any way you can have multiple streams of income, even if they're not all active at one time, you should. You should really just, I don't care if you knit sweaters as a side gig. I don't care what you do. You need to do something. Anyways, bye you guys. I am headed to Texarkana, and then we're celebrating Tay-Day's birthday this weekend, even though it's not till next week. I get to see my little girl, get to see my husband, driving back and forth. I'm gonna go pop on big in that Future Fortunes if I can get my leg lift ready and a little bit of luck on my side. I hope you guys have a great weekend.